Hey, damn, no, I ain't stopping you from falling. 1, 2, 3, don't you dare going down. Hey, waterfall, oh, can you hear me calling? 3, 2, 1, don't you dare touch the ground. I'm running around, I'm running around, I'm running around, I'm running around. Sticks and stones don't break your bones and leave you lying in mud. Don't you be scared when we're alone, like I'm gonna suck your blood. And I can tell you which is spell, but it just might blow a trap. And bruises one smiles about fun. It's something hard to stop, something hard to stop, it's just too hard to stop. They call me loving one to love me more than anyone. 7 times I pierce my heart, now I feel the magic start by that heart and soul to me. So I will, so let it be what it be. Okay. I'm really stressed. I'm trying to film this video, but nobody lets me. Let's see if this one is 3rd time's a charm, right? Well, first, I want to film my cat Lynette. She's biting me right now. I think that's my cat Lynette. And I don't know if we believe about superstitions and black cats and witches and like that, but if you don't, you could just take my video away, just press on Nicki Minaj or something else, because that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. Now, yesterday was a holy day, let me just tell you that. I was to film this video yesterday, but since it was a holy day, I didn't have time because I was casting, so... And yes, you must think casting. Well, the truth is, I just recently discovered I'm Wiccan Catholic. What's this? I believe in Wiccan, I believe in God. It's really queer, and I'll explain this further on, but first I want to talk to you since I was a child. Now, when I was a child, and I was about 5, 6 years old. Yeah. I saw my first ghost, and I remember I ran with my mom and my dad, and I told them there was something there. And they were like, "No, Joanna, there was nothing." And I was like, "But I swear, I mean, don't you see it?" And they were like, "No." And then I was like, "Okay." And later on I forgot about this, and whenever I saw something, it was just like, "Oh, this is just your playful imagination." And later on, when I was 10, I would realize that I did see ghosts. And later on, this is because God sent me a dream. With Joan of Arc first, Juana d'Arco. She told me there was a special reason I was born. And when I was just about to hear why, my grandma woke me up, and it was time for us to leave from Paris to Mexico. And I was like, "Oh, great, fantastic." Later on, I would dream again, like 13, 14, and God would tell me that that's why I was born. So I think that's what she wanted to tell me, but she never did. I was born for this, to see ghosts and help dead people pass to the other side, for me to predict the future, and simply to cast. And now, at 19, I fully understand this, and I just understood this like a week ago, I guess. So I really wanted to film this video. But, like, I've been, since I was a child, predicting stuff. Like, I have, like, I don't know if I could say visions or feelings as a Capricorn. When I see something, I'm like, this is to happen, and it just happened. Or, like, when I get a deja vu, and I just close my eyes and just focus on what is to happen, and it happens. But the most, because I know now, like, I'm learning how to read coffee, I'm learning how to read sugar. I'm trying to read it by myself. But the thing I do read in the future is the tarot. And I think I have spoke once or twice about this in my videos, but I've never really spoke about it well because, well, my dad doesn't know I do. But my mom she does, and she's okay with this. And now I'm going to speak a little bit about this, because then I want to go into Destiny, and then go into Wiccan and Catholic and blah blah blah. So this is a real boring video if you don't care about this shit, okay? Now, Lynette is biting me. So, first the tarot. I had been wanting to read the tarot since I was a child, and my Aunt Amanda, she's the one who gave me my tarot, because I have 2, but the other one I lost it. I bought it. Actually, my friends bought me that one in New York, because I was like, "Oh, I read the tarot," and they were like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Oh my God, we want you to read it to us. And I was like, okay then. And so, well, they gave me the other one, but now I just have this one because the other one, I lost it, part of it. And a tarot, if you lose like 1 or 2 or 3 cards, it's useless. So my aunt gave me that tarot when I was 15, because when I was young, I have been asking for her, like, I want you to read, like, to show me how to read the tarot. I want to learn how to read the tarot. I want to learn how to read the tarot. And she was like, I'll teach you, but there's one problem. My dad, he doesn't believe in this much, and he thinks, because, you know, the church bans it, but the church only bans it because they don't know where it came from. And so a lot of people think it comes from the devil, but this is not true. A lot of people think it comes from God. This is not true. Tarot just appeared. We really do not know where it comes, and we really do not know how it works. We just know that it predicts future, present, and past. And me as a tarotist, all I can say when people ask me, will I get karma? Is this good or bad? I'm like, as a tarotist, if the tarot is good or bad, depends on what you use it. And this is totally true. If you use it for bad, like if you hate a person, you're like, okay, show me what that person hates or what's going on in their life so I can bully that person. That's bad. But if you ask, like me, my friends, when they ask me, like, oh, I like this guy. What can I do because he's not focusing? Where is this love to come to something? Then I just predict and I just tell them, well, this is what's going on with this guy, blah, blah, blah. This is what you need to do. And so it's all for good. And this is when a tarot is good and you get good karma back instead of bad karma. So, I started reading the tarot when I was 15, but this was because it was my 15th birthday, and my aunt was like, this one was hers. Because the oldest, like, the tarot passed to tarotist, the more it works. So, when I'm old, I'm supposed to find a person who wants to read the tarot and just give it to her, like, or him or whatever, and just, like, it's your command. Read it. Predict. But since I'm still young, I'm gonna keep it for a while. Plus, I don't have the other one. So, and this one's like really special to me because my aunt gave it to me when I was 15, and she was like, okay, so it's your 15th birthday, I'm gonna give you a tarot, but there's just one problem. Like, your dad made me promise I would never teach you to read the tarot. And I was like, ah. But she was like, but he never, like, I never promised him I wasn't going to give you one. So I was like, okay, this is like so cool. Yeah. And she gave it to me, and me, like, I had to start reading it little by little. And let me tell you, before I even knew what the cards meant, because every card has meaning, things just happen. Things I predicted just happen. And that's because you have the gift inside of you. But I just, like, didn't know. Like, some people think you can learn to read it, but if you don't have that gift from the start, I think it's just really hard for you to learn and always predict. Always, almost. I mean, I never have had anything wrong predicted. Never. Everything I predict always does come true. So, my aunt gave me this, and I started reading. And then once in New York, I bought the other tarot, which my friends gave me, so I could read it to them. Then that comes with a book, so you get the meanings there. The curious part is as a tarotist, you give every card your own specific meaning. I mean, you can go to another reading with different tarotists, and they're always to tell you to predict the same, but always with different cards, because either have different cards or either they have different meaning. Depends on what you give them meaning. I mean, it's kind of the same, but I don't know, it just comes out different. I mean, you're not going to give, like, the death card a love meaning, but still. Oh, and that death card is not death. Just let me tell you. Because some people, they're, like, really afraid. First, let's start with this one. This is the Fool. And the Fool is, I was seeing a documentary the other day, and it was kind of interesting. It said that the Fool could represent us going through the situations the tarot does represent. So it's like us. But when someone, like, pulls out the Fool, it's either you're taking a wrong decision or you're still thinking wrong. Or if it's in love, that person is thinking, like, deeply in you, like the Fool, just thinking, like, going dumb but crazy for you. This is a bad card. The devil. Either being like means either you're sinning in something or sex. So the meanings I give it to. The Wheel of Fortune. Some people like think of a change of fortune, but I always represent it as whatever you do. Like depends on what you do, because either you do something good, it's going to change, or you do something bad, it's going to change. So you got to be careful with this card. One of my least favorites. The Sun just means pure yes or happiness. The rest, because like Chariot is you're winning something. These, for example, are like pentacles, and there are 2 arachnas, which means secrets, because they are to unleash secrets. So these are pentacles, swords, cups, and wands. This is the moon. Some people see it like just desire and illusion, but I know it as sex. And whenever this card pops out, and with my friends, I'm like, you're getting sex, and you either get sex or second base or something that has to do with it. So the Tower. Some people just take it as bad. I take it as a hard situation, something that is to come. It could be good or either bad, but it's a really strong situation. Oh, this is my favorite card. 2 of Cups. This is like your soulmate, made for one another, like the perfect match. There's a lot of cards in here. I'm looking for the Death card. I just don't find it. Oh, the Magician. I like this card too, because either means your tricks are in games, or whenever I do a spell and I ask, the Magician comes out, so it's kind of queer. I have this one, 7 of Cups, illusion and desire. This is what it does mean, illusions and desires. Justice. You're gonna get what you deserve. Hermit, you're lost in a situation, lost in love, lost love. I'm looking for the Death card. This card is one of the worst. It means secrets. You get this card, the Tower does not to let you know. High Priest, something that's strong with order and like good things, and it won't lead into something. If it's like a relationship, maybe it will go good. The Emperor means a man who is fulfilled to make a real relationship. Love, what else? The Lovers. Oh, this is beautiful. This means the Lovers. And this, 3 of Swords, this is unlove. The World. Oh my god, this is one of my least favorite cards. No, I love this card sometimes, but sometimes you hate it. The World, for a lot of people, means like a new opening, a new start, but for me, and it always comes out that way, for me, it means written in the world. When you get this card, it means it's written in the world. There's nothing you could do to change it. It was written that would happen in your destiny. God wrote that. And, well, for me, like, for example, I get this with my cousin, like, we're written in the world. I'm like, oh, great. I'm written in the world with him. So, there's nothing I could do. I am to be with him. Now that I'm to talk to about in a while as well. I think like the Death card is going to be like the last one to pop out. Or did I already pass it? I think I already passed it because... Oh, here it is. I did. This is the Death card. A lot of people get scared like, oh, am I gonna fucking die? You're like, no, this is not death. This is like, if you get this in love, the relationship is dead. There's nothing you could do. It's broken. You can't continue this relationship. If you get it in like a situation, it's like death of this, death of that, and the new start of something else. So a lot of people don't understand the tarot. All I know is that it always comes true. For example, like the 2 most major things I have predicted lately was, 1, the death of a guy. No, and this card does not appear. It was all positive. You see, my friend Adriana, her crush had published weird stuff on Facebook, like him being sad because he's lost and blah blah blah. So Adriana was like, I think his brother died because, you know, we knew he was sick, and she was like, ask, and I was like, okay. And the tarot told me that he had died, and eventually, like, later in the night, we did figure out that, yes, he had died. So I was like, I predicted death. And the other thing was a pregnant girl, and she came to me and she was like, I think I'm pregnant. Can I ask? And I was like, sure. I mean, when you get those cure questions, you just don't know, because you just know what's there. But either you're scared of not getting the answer right, or you're just scared of what to say to a girl. She was like, am I pregnant? And like, for example, what cards would tell you you're pregnant? Because you can either take by their meaning or by positive or negatives. So strength would be like, yes, you got to be strong about the situation. A Knight of Pentacles, like economics, like this man is not to care, but you're like, yeah, you're pregnant. And they're all positive. And I was like, you're pregnant. And she was like, I'm going to go get a pregnancy test and let's see. And later on I knew, she told me she was pregnant. It's a joy when people come to you and they tell you like, oh, you predicted this, and they're like, oh, I'm so happy I predicted this. But when they tell you something that hard, is like, oh, I predicted that. So it's impossible not to believe in the small things that you predict, like me, that my stupid cousin and I are written in the world and we ought to be together. And you cannot not believe in that when you're getting real answers of some other things. So, anywho, now to Destiny. Now, how is it a deck of cards can tell you about Destiny? How is it they can tell you past, present, and future? How is it a coffee can tell you that, sugar can tell you that, a fortune cookie? What is Destiny? Well, for me, Destiny, I believe in it too much. Every decision you do during the day, everything that happens, every change of luck, it is all destiny. It had to happen. It's something that is written. God writes in the world this for us, and it's like, it's all written. So destiny is that for me. It is what is to happen. Destiny is what it is. You can't really explain it. It's just destiny. So I just figured out, like, I was Wiccan Catholic. What is this? I was watching this documentary and they talked about Wiccan, which is the spell thing. Like, you don't believe in the devil, you don't believe in God, you just believe in nature. And that's how you make spells. And I've talked about spells before, and I make a lot of spells. I cast a lot. And I just started doing this, like, because I just liked it. And when, like, spells do come to, like, the kiss spell, that's one of my favorites. I'll talk about that one later. Or, I don't know which other one have I done. I've done millions, but the kiss one is, like, my favorite. And they all come true. I'm like, what is this? So, in the documentary, they talked about Joan of Arc, the first dream I had when I was a child in Paris, and I was like, oh my god. Because they just started saying that they thought like she was Wiccan, like witch, and I was like, then I am Wiccan. And then they started talking about Wiccan Catholic, and it's this people who, like us, we believe in God, and like God writes everything, and God this and God that. But then you believe in spells, and then you believe in nature. So I have decided now I'm Wiccan Catholic. And that's why I have my cross and my purple Wiccan one, and the other one is just like gypsy. I think it represents me reading the future and stuff like that. But these are really like religious bracelets today. So back to Destiny. How is it that you can read that, and with a spell you can just say some words and light up some candles and cast and go, what to be at the end, and everything is to happen? And I just don't really know that. But a lot of people see me crazy when I talk about ghosts, when I talk about this and future and destiny. At first they see me crazy. When I read them a tarot and they see it's true, they believe in me. But some people see me crazy and they're like, okay, so why? Why do you believe in this? And I just tell them, because all my life, such things have happened to me that they're the only explanation I give. I mean, I have seen ghosts, seen demons, heard stuff, and talked with people who don't appear. I have predicted future and it comes true. seen more stuff. Like, you know, I've casted and these spells come true. And I'm like, that's the only explanation I give to them. So, that's one of the reasons I bought Lunette over here, my kitty. But first of all, I wanted a cat. Second of all, because as, again, how do you call this? Wiccan Catholic. When you're supposed to have a cat near to you, your powers get increased, either in whatever you believe. So, it's one of the other reasons. And that's why I named Lunette, which is French. And it's some little moon, because, you know, witches, and I believe in this shit too much. But, I don't know, this, what I'm talking about, is really serious, and I say I'm with a Catholic. Back to Destiny. So how is it, with a spell you can change it, and it's written? This is like, what the fuck? Are you serious? You can change it with a spell, but it's already written. You just proved it with a tarot. And I'm like, yes, but you see, it was written in the world that you were to do a spell to change it. And you're like, okay, back to Destiny. I'm still filming. Back to Destiny. Wait, I'm still filming. I'll go there in a while. Joey, terminar. Sorry. I fucking hate when my mom does that. Okay. So, back to Destiny. I talked about Juan Pablo in my last video. And this is the man that whenever I see him, a new love is to come to me. And there's just queer things in Destiny. It just happened like that. And a new love is to come to me. So I was waiting for either to see him or something for a new love to happen. Because either to start something with my cousin or either to stop it completely and just like someone else. And then I dreamt with him 2 days ago. And I was like, oh my God. I didn't see him in person, but this counts. A new love is coming towards me. And I asked the tarot, and the tarot said it is my cousin. So I just have to wait. And there's another thing. Horoscopes and stuff like that. I just got a horoscope that in 13 days, which I am on day 4 today, I was going to have the greatest relationship, the greatest, most incredible relationship of my life. And that I shouldn't, like, that with the man that I thought nothing is to come anymore, and I'm like, screw this shit with that one. So I'm like, okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna be my boyfriend. I don't know, but it is funny because in fortune cookies and the sugar and coffee in the tarot, they all say that finally I am to have love, that this is to happen, and that it's written. So I guess there's nothing I can do. So I'm just filming this video, and I'm just telling you all my ideas, not really concreting into something, just saying to you that Destiny is real, and it is to happen. So I guess I'll film a video once this has happened to tell you if it does happen, and then I will prove to you how all this shit I believe in is real. So thank you if you watched, thank you if you didn't. I'm sorry everybody interrupts. Thank you. And yes, believe in this. Go to your local readings. You'll get impressed once they tell you your future.